Hey Libra, welcome to your weekly forecast for April 29th through May 5th. I do apologize for the late upload. I'm also doing it live so that it loads faster. So the picture quality may not be as good as usual, but it will go back to the regular posting schedule, posting way, this next week. So thank you guys for bearing with me. I'm using an oracle deck this week because the energies have seems to be a little bit intense. Hopefully you guys tuning in and watching are okay. Hopefully you're not feeling intense energy, but I've just seen a lot of emotional comments lately. I've seen some saltiness, I've seen some aggression, I've seen some sadness. So I was like, let's bring in some gentle energy. All right, Libra. So we'll see what's coming up for the week ahead. We are coming up on a new moon towards the end of the week. Good time for manifesting. So without further ado, here's your Monday, Tuesday, Libra. Here's your Wednesday, Thursday. Oopsie. And guys, there's a cross watcher series now. Some people have been asking for it. Here's your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. My cross watcher style is going to be different than a lot of other readers, but is available on the channel if you want to check that out after this. And then in the next day or two, I'll have the May love readings up. Okay, my darlings, Libra, Monday, Tuesday, you all are starting off with some envy. Okay. Now, this came up for another sign. I believe it came up for Capricorn, so some of you may be having some kind of an issue with a Capricorn. Maybe there's something in some way where you're feeling there may be a little bit of envy or a little bit of jealousy. Not necessarily. Okay, there we go. Bear with me. I'll get the zoom right. Not necessarily has to be a Capricorn. I'm just saying that because it came up for them. But the way that I'm feeling the vibe of this card for you, Libra, 2 is jumping out at me. The first thing that jumped out at me as I saw this card, I saw the number 2. And then I feel like this person here seems a little androgynous. I'm not sure what to... It could be male, it could be female. I don't know. This person here seems to me like they've got this chalice or this cup full of like good things, and maybe they've been hiding, right? Or maybe they've been like kind of guarding or protecting themselves, and they're about to step out into the light. So this makes me feel like, Libra, the way this card is going to apply to you is some of you are beginning to come into some success, but you're trying to be low-key about it. You're not being flashy. You're not posting it on Instagram or Facebook. You're not going around telling people. You may even have been coming into money, or you're about to come into money, and you're looking for like ways to hide it because you feel for some reason that people are going to come after you. Either they're going to come after you and like ask you for all kinds of favors and help that you can't give them, or they're going to be hating on you. They're going to be jealous. And I think there might also be cultural aspects here, depending on, you know, what your cultural background is. I know that in my culture, I am Armenian. You know, there's like the superstitious belief that if somebody gets jealous of you, um, that there's going to be like they're gonna put this bad juju on you, right? So like in the culture, we'll have what they call the evil eye, that blue eye that people hang from the mirrors or they hang in their cars. So some of you might have fears like that. You might have this fear like somebody's going to be jealous of you, and so in that way it's going to cause bad luck for you, or somebody's going to jinx you in some way. But the fact that this card is coming up and that 2 is jumping out at me, Libra, a lot of you are going to begin breaking out of this superstition. You're going to begin realizing that you can protect and shield your own energy, that you can set boundaries, that you don't have to go out into the world and be a flashy, showy person, but you don't have to be in hiding either. That it's going to be safe for you to step out, right? And if you want to have a nice pair of shoes, or if you want to have a nice car, or if you want to give a nice big fat check to some charity, or some organization to do good in the community, you don't have to feel bad that people are going to be looking at you like you think you're all that, or like they're going to look at you in some way like they're jealous. You're going to get over those fears. Some of you Libras, you may be battling envy. Maybe you're looking at somebody and you're feeling envious of them. But whatever the issue is, I feel that something is happening Monday, Tuesday to help you clear it, to help you get it out, to get it out of your system. And that's been an ongoing theme in the readings for this week. I've seen this happening. So this is making me feel like the new moon that's happening on the weekend is going to be a very powerful one. It's a new moon in Taurus. And I think the energy is going to be very powerful because it seems a lot of people are doing clearing in the beginning of the week. My guess is just based on the pattern I've seen, your next card is going to tell us what gift or blessing is going to be coming in. I'm just guessing we're going to see because that's the way the other readings have been up until now. But every sign seems to be releasing something in the beginning of the week because the end of the week we're coming into manifestation mode. We're coming into calling things in, and guess what? New moon in Taurus. It's gonna be all about manifesting comforts, physical comforts, not necessarily emotional comforts, but physical comforts, because it's very important to Taurus. Taurus's home is very important to Taurus. Their comfort, their family, these are very important things. Like they need to feel fulfilled. They need to feel satisfied. That's why some people will say Taurus is selfish or Taurus is guilty, not guilty, greedy, is because Taurus does not play when it comes to them being comfortable. They are going to do what feels good to them. So, Libra, as we're coming into that I keep saying full moon, that new moon energy, a lot of people are going to begin manifesting the things that bring them comfort, the things that bring them a sense of stability. So, maybe envy has been a block for you, either because you're comparing yourself to other people and you're being way too hard on yourself, or you've been in hiding and you're just trying to keep a low profile and you're afraid to be successful because you're scared that people are going to be jealous or envious and come after you. Whatever it is, you're getting rid of it. You're getting rid of it because that Taurus new moon is like, I want to bless you. I want to give you some stuff. So I can't if you're holding on to this, this old baggage. Let's get rid of it. Let's make some room. Let's make some space. So Libra, you're going to be clearing yourself or cleansing yourself of envy or fear of envy. Your Wednesday, Thursday here is the fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel. Okay, so for those of you who don't know a whole lot about the archangels, Archangel Gabriel is the angel of messages. Okay, in many of the different beliefs, I'm not sure if there's any beliefs about him in the Jewish faith, but I do know both Christians and Muslims have a very high regard for Archangel Gabriel because for Christians, obviously if you have any kind of Christian background or know anything about the story, you know that Gabriel was the angel that came to Mary and said, you're going to have a son. This is like a divinely inspired pregnancy, and you're going to name the son Jesus, right? So Gabriel was the angel that came to Mary and said, you're going to have a special child. You're going to have a chosen child, and made that announcement to her. And then in the Muslim faith, obviously, Gabriel is believed to be the angel that went and gave Muhammad the words that became the Quran. So Gabriel is all about messages, okay? So this is showing up because in this situation, you're being encouraged to speak up and to speak your truth. So Gabriel is showing up in this instance to help you with your speaking, okay? That trumpet in his hand is just kind of like a symbol of declaring something, right? Like being open about something, spreading the word, so it's very powerful energy. And so this is being associated with the throat chakra. I want to say something here as a disclaimer, guys. I'm really big into the archangels. Anybody that has had a private reading with me, you know a little bit more about how I connect. You know a little bit more of what goes on before I start every single recording for YouTube, and you know how I connect to receive my information. I personally am not going to sit here and say that Archangel Gabriel is the angel of the throat chakra. The creator of this deck has assigned it because Gabriel is like a messenger. Okay, so I don't want you guys to get hung up on that, or like, oh, I don't know which angel I should call in, or I don't know which chakra I have to do. You don't have to mix the angels with the chakras. You can if that resonates for you and if that feels powerful for you, but I don't want that to throw anybody off either. Okay, your fifth chakra is your throat chakra. Okay, so you're gonna be speaking up. You're gonna be speaking up. Some of you, I feel like, because remember how I said midweek is kind of like what blessing is gonna come in, and you have Gabriel around you with helping you with your blessing. I feel like your blessing is coming in the form of you having the courage, or you finally having the right words to speak up and to ask for something, or like to set a boundary, or to give somebody some information, some truth that's going to help turn things around for you. You're coming into your truth. You're coming into your confidence. I feel, Libra, the energy with the first card and this card, for whatever reason, it's feeling to me very much like you're coming out of your fear. Okay, like you're giving yourself permission to be yourself. You're giving yourself permission to do what you need to do. You're giving yourself permission to want what you want. You're not being ashamed. You're not hiding. You're not feeling guilty about things, right? And you're seeing that you are in your right. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is all tied up, right? So, this is kind of, I feel, what's happening as we're coming into the new moon energy. You might feel a little bit like things are on hold, right? You may have spoken a truth to somebody, right? You're getting rid of the fears. You know that you're open to receive, and you might be in this energy of, okay, well, now what? Now what's going to happen? And so this is telling us you might be experiencing like you're wanting more freedom, right? And so don't see this as a negative thing. Being in desire is not negative. So many people don't like to be in the desire of something because they feel it means that they're lacking. But guess what, my darlings? That's how we manifest. We manifest through wanting something. We have to have the emotion, we have to have the motivation. So you might first be realizing that, you know what? I feel a little bit restrained. I feel like I'm editing myself. I feel like I'm limiting myself in other areas of my life. There's things that I want to make happen. There's goals I want to go after. And I'm feeling kind of tied up right now. Well, this is a gift being given to you because you're coming into that weekend energy of the new moon. So now you can manifest it. So begin visualizing yourself living the life where you don't feel tied up, or where there's things that are filling up your day that are making you feel motivated to get up every day and to face the day. So it can represent that you're realizing there's certain situations in your life where there's just things that are stuck. Okay, you're looking at people through a different way. There might be people in your life that maybe you've been seeing them as, man, I really need this person, or this person's been through so much with me, and you might look over and say, wait a minute here. Yeah, this person's been with me through so much, but now that I think about it, I think this person's causing a lot of the things that I've been through. So you may be bonding with them because they're going through these hard times, but you might all of a sudden open your eyes and say, no, 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 no. This person's causing the hard times. This person is bringing drama in, or this person is bringing in like these, self-defeating beliefs. You're going to begin seeing who and what is blocking your way. Okay? So you're going to begin wanting to become free of that or clear of that. You're going to realize ways of being able to come out of this energy. All right. This feels to me like it's coming with the energy of figuring out which chords you need to cut. I just thought there's a song I really love by Peter Gabriel. Music for me has been a big part of like my healing, overcoming blockages, coming into my spiritual path, or having the courage to be my spiritual path. And he has a song called Salisbury Hill. And there's a line, and um, he says, all the while I was in a rut, thinking, which connections I should choose and which connections I should cut. So I'm not gonna say, I probably didn't say it exactly what it was. It's like all my friends thought I was a nut turning water into wine, all the while which connections I should keep and which connections I should cut. So that's kind of like an ode to like the biblical story of Jesus turning water into wine, and people maybe thinking that he was crazy. And then with his own kind of process, he had to go his own way, and he had to kind of remove anybody who was being a naysayer or anybody who wasn't, on board, right? He went out, but then what happened? He had followers, he had people that loved him, he had people that had his back. So that's kind of what I'm getting, like with that song coming up at the end of the week for you, Libra, is a lot of you are coming into this energy where you're beginning to realize who and what is holding you back, and you're beginning to decide, who or what you're going to let go of, or who you're going to kind of start distancing yourself from. um so yeah, you're manifesting, you're creating space for the blessings that are coming in with this new moon, that are going to bring in your comfort. Because what did I say? That Taurus energy is all about comfort. That's why sometimes Taurus gets a bad rap, and Taurus are not bad. Every sign has high vibrational and low vibrational, every single sign. So guys, again, I feel that this energy is just, you guys are becoming aware of how uncomfortable certain things are, and you're like, I don't want to be uncomfortable anymore. I want to get out of these ropes. And so you are, my darlings. So excited for you. Check out your moon sign and rising sign videos as well. Some weeks those may resonate with you more than others. They might add just a little extra information for your energy more specifically because of your planetary placements. I am still available for private readings, although I am going to be taking a bit of a break mid-April, and I won't be doing private readings for a couple of weeks while I try to get organized and get my video game up. I'm going to be stepping up the channel, so I'm going to be focusing on that kind of thing. So even though it's quote unquote a vacation, I'm not going anywhere. It's a working vacation. And then after all of that is set up and I'm in the nice little flow, at some point, obviously, I'll take a real vacation. But I'm going to be working on getting some things out for you guys, or figuring out how to get certain things out for the channel, with like special meditation videos, healing videos, explaining spiritual topics, exercises for connecting with your intuition, all of that kind of stuff. Okay. I was thinking maybe at some point I'll even have classes or workshops online. But before I get all that fancy, I want to have something on the channel that you guys can access for free, because most people who need help, they're dealing with a lot of blockages right now, and they're not in a place where they can hand over money. And that's why Spirit kept pushing me to start doing these videos. And I've had this channel for a little over a year, and my intention was to get that kind of stuff out for you guys, but it got busy with the weekly psychic forecasts and the private readings, and all of that kind of got put on the back burner. You're still going to get weekly forecasts from me, don't worry, that's not going to change. You're still going to have the format of the weekly forecasts, you're still going to have the love readings once a month. What's going to change is there will probably be less pick a cards. I am incorporating a cross watcher series for the mid month because a lot of people have been asking for it. And my cross watcher style is different from other readers. I don't do any kind of like dirty spying. This is more about healing and what's in everybody's highest good. That is my angle with the cross watcher stuff. And what else is going to change is there's going to be meditation videos, there's going to be spiritual guidance videos, there's going to be things that you can do. Like my desire is to have things on the channel where, say you're really emotional, you're having a hard day, you can come home and you can go onto YouTube and you can listen to the video or the meditation and not feel alone, and like get some kind of help. All right. For me, I was a massive Doreen Virtue follower when I first started out, because I was very afraid of tarot. I was very afraid of allowing myself to connect with my gifts. And anybody that knows about Doreen Virtue now, she says all of this stuff is bad. And like, she's pulled off a lot of her videos, she's taking them down. And they were videos that really helped me. right? So I've been in that situation, and I want to have something out there for people where it's something they can really connect with and find healing and find peace and just be able to like not feel so alone, right? Like if it's 2 or 3 a.m., you can't like be calling up a bunch of different people, but maybe there'll be a video or something that you can listen to that helps you feel better or helps you connect with your higher power. And that's more of what I'm gonna be having on this channel for you guys. You'll still have the other videos, but bear with me while all of that is getting up and running. Again, guys, thank you so much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing.